We begin today's edition of The Morning Call in Nigeria, where the National Association of Nigerian Students is calling for the expulsion of South Africans and protests at South African-owned businesses. The students have been staging protests across Nigeria's major cities in the past 2 weeks to express their anger over the continuous xenophobic attacks on Nigerian citizens in South Africa. The protests were triggered by the death of Elizabeth Ndubuisi Chukwu, the Director General of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, at a hotel in Johannesburg on June the 13th. Autopsy results revealed that she had been strangled. The association has given South African-owned businesses in the country an ultimatum of 1 week to leave the country. And here we are talking about nearly 120 companies, including the Stanbic Bank, Shoprite, South African Airways, MultiChoice, and mobile operator MTN. Ruth?
Eh bien, Lynette, il y a tout juste une semaine qu'au moins...
Well, exactly. A quick reminder here that just a week ago, at least 600 people were arrested in the neighborhood of Johannesburg by South African police forces on charges of selling counterfeit goods. According to several sites, police discovered firearms belonging to traders. And in recent years, many observers have frequently denounced South Africa's hostility towards non-nationals who engage in activities on their territory.
Now speak to Adeyemi Aziz, the National Public Relations Officer of the National Association of Nigerian Students. What necessitated you to make such a move, Adeyemi?
It is no longer news that xenophobic attack has become the order of the day in South Africa against Nigerians. We have tried all approaches, all systems to stop this, but it seems the South Africans are not ready to listen. So we'll have to go with the last option in the struggle, which is confrontation. Now we are set to confront South Africans and South African businesses in Nigeria. Nigerian students have chosen to take up the struggle. If our government at the federal level here refuses to act, we started our struggles, we started our actions. Some days ago, we issued a 7-day ultimatum to South African government that if this abnormality is not rectified, if xenophobic attack is not well addressed and stopped, Nigerian students will be left with no option than to truncate businesses of South Africans in Nigeria. You cannot be feeding on us, you cannot be having your businesses thriving well in our country, yet paying back negatively to our citizens over there.
Monsieur Aziz,
let me come in here. You called on large companies like MultiChoice, MTN, Stanbic Bank and all that to shut down their businesses within the next 7 days. Why? What is the purpose of this that is similar to a threat?
I've said it earlier that you cannot be feeding on your enemies. South Africans have seen Nigerians as their enemies. You cannot be killing, maiming, looting of our brothers and sisters over there of their belongings and your businesses going on smoothly in Nigeria. Nigerian students cannot continue to pretend as if things are going in the normal way. Nigerian students cannot continue to pretend as if the killings, the negative method on our brothers and sisters over there, we are comfortable with it. This is the time for us to speak and defend our brothers and sisters over there in South Africa. As such, South Africans have drawn the battle line already with Nigerians. We'll be patient enough, waiting for a progressive or a meaningful way forward to address this from our governments, from both ends, from the South African government and Nigerian government. But when this is not coming, Nigerian students have to go by the way of the last C of their struggle, which is confrontation.
And Adeyemi, have you tried adopting diplomatic measures in addressing the xenophobic attacks against Nigerians living in South Africa?
We have done that. Severally, we have done that. After a series of consultation, we went on street to stage peaceful protests, sending that signal of incompatibility with the attitudes of the South Africans to South African government. Yet, South African government pretends as if nothing is happening. So Nigerian students have resolved some days ago that after the expiration of this 7 days ultimatum, that we shall go by the way of total shutdown of South African businesses in Nigeria. We have alternatives in our country that we can survive with. MTN It's not the only service provider in Nigeria. We have Glo, we have Airtel, we have Salat in Nigeria. We can live fine with those ones. ShopRite is not the best alternative. It's not the only alternative for Nigerians. We have markets in our country. DSTV, GoTV, we have alternatives out there in our country. So it is in the magnanimity of Nigeria as a country that we have allowed South African businesses to be thriving well in this country, yet having a negative actions on our citizens residing in South Africa there. It is uncalled for.
Right, recently a meeting was held between you and Abik Dabiri, who is responsible for the diaspora on this particular issue. How far did this go between you two in resolving this issue?
Pourquoi est-ce que ce problème n'a pas été résolu dans un cadre plus précis?
Yeah, Abik Dabiri, she's a Nigerian, and she has no miracle to perform in sorting this, in addressing this issue. If South African government does not see it's imperative for them to address over this. Abike Dabiri is also she's a Nigerian like us. She equally had a very bitter experience in South Africa the last time she came there on this issue as well. So if South Africans can even send such signal through a Nigerian, the known Nigerian delegate, so there is a great fire on the mountain for us as Nigerians, for Nigerians over there. That even further shows that the security of South Africa is just too porous.